Hey everyone, I am Jean Mary A. Humaran, the second reporter of Group 4 in International Business Trade subject. So, we are tasked to report on the Unit 4, which is entitled as the Specific Factor Model. So first thing first is we will be having our lesson objectives. First is explain the meaning of real income and gross national income. Second is discuss what factors of production are. Third is elaborate on the reasons why trade has an important influence upon income distribution. Fourth is elucidate on the Ricardian model of trade. And lastly, discuss the specific factor model of Jones and Samuelson. What is a real income? So real income is simply inflation-adjusted income. It measures of disposable income available to consumers. For example, the households and the individuals. So it represents the actual goods and services that can be bought with a given amount of money. In other words, the real income takes into account the effects of inflation on the value of money. Diba, when we say inflation is the rise of the price depending on the market value. So, real income, it also takes into account the effects of inflation on the value of money. So, meaning, it shows how much your money is actually worth in today's prices, especially today that the prices are increasing. So it measures the purchasing power or how many goods and services you can buy after taxes. So real income helps determine the true value of money over time. So real income is calculated by dividing the nominal income. So when we say nominal income, it is the actual money or actual amount of money earned. So kung pila imo ang na-earned ana nga month or per year. So while the price index is kanang a measure of inflation, kung pila ang percent or pila ang presyo or pila ka percent ang increase sa mga prices. So again, real income is calculated by dividing the nominal income, which is the actual amount of money earned. Divide it by the price index, or what we call as the measure of inflation. So, in other words, real income is equals to nominal income divided by price index. So, for example, Mary's nominal income is 50,000 per year. So, I don't know what kind of job is that, but example only, si Mary is na siya nominal income. Yung actual money of earned per year is 50,000 pesos. And that year, ang price index is 120. Meaning, ang per prices, it is increased by 20%. So, equivalent niya is 1.2 or equal to 120%. So, naadan man siya og 20%. So, meaning it's 1.2. So, to get the real income is divide man na. So, 50,000 i-divide og 1.2. So, it's equals to 41,000. I mean, 50,000 i-divide og 1.2 is equals to 41,667 pesos. So, mo na ang real income ni Mary. Next is, what is a gross national income or GNI? So GNI is the sum of the value added by all the goods and services produced within a particular country, including the foreign investment to which are added any product taxes, so excluding the subsidies, and the value earned by the nation through overseas ventures. So, it is the total amount of money earned by a country's citizens both within and outside its borders. So, mo ni siya, ang gross national income included na diya ang total amount of money nga na-earn sa per citizens, whether naa siya sa gawas or within the country. So this includes ang ilang salaries, wages, and property income like interest and dividends. How is the gross national income calculated? So first is naatay gross domestic product. So ang gross domestic product, it is the value of goods and services produced within a country's border. So ang gross domestic product within our country only. Within the country border, di siya sa gawas. So kung pila ang mga value sa mga goods and services diri asa within the country. Next is ang income received from other countries. So income received from other countries, this includes income earned by citizens working abroad, and dividends, interest, and profits from domestic investments. So natay GDP within the country, naapod tayo income received from other countries, katong mga na-earned sa mga citizens nga nag-work abroad. So naapod tayo income paid to other countries. This includes income paid to foreign workers, dividends, interest, and profits from domestic investments owned by foreigners. So ang kaning income paid to other countries, manani siya ang mga foreign workers nga ginabayaran. Their dividends, ilang interest, and ilang profits gikan sa mga domestic investments, which is gi-own siya sa mga foreigners or from other countries. So, again, unsa siya pag-calculate? So, inani siya. GNI is equals to GDP plus income from abroad minus ang og income paid abroad. So, mato siya, di ba? Ang GDP, i-add na to na siya sa income received from other countries. Dayon, i-minus na to siya sa income paid to other countries. Gets? So, here's an example. Suppose a country has a GDP. So, ang isa ka country na sila yung GDP of 100 million. So, naapod sila income from abroad nga 20 million. And income paid, magibayaran nila sa abroad is 10 million. So, to calculate, GNI is equals to 100 million i-plus sa income from abroad, which is 20 million, then i-minus sa 10 million nga gibayad nila sa abroad. So, to calculate, 100 million plus 20 million minus 10 million is equals to 110 million. Manadayin siya ang gross national income. Let's proceed to Ronald Jones and Paul Samuelson. So, kani si Ronald Jones and Paul Samuelson, silang duha is known for their contributions to international trade theory. So, in the Heckscher-Ohlin Samuelson, itong HOS model, it revolutionized the field of international trade. So, it predicts, so kato siya model, is it predicts that countries will export goods that use their abundant factors of production and import goods that use their scarce factor. Next is trade has an important influence upon the income distribution. So why is it that trade has an important influence upon the income distribution? So here are the two reasons. First is resources cannot be transferred immediately and without cost from one industry to another. So, of course, ang resources is dili gid siya diretso din ma-transfer without any payment or without any cost. So, naagid siya mag-involve jud siya og money. So, income distribution, resources cannot be transferred immediately without any cost from one industry to another. Of course, layo biya ang from country to country. So, of course, na-adyo na siya costly na siya. Next is industries use different factors, and a change in the production mix a country offers will reduce the demand for some of the production factors, whereas for others, it will increase the demand for such production factors. So, ang industry skill mo is, of course, from one country to another is na sila lain-lain factors of production. Sometimes mag-change ila ang mga factors of production while others are mag-mix na ilang mga factors of production. So, offers will reduce the demand for some of the production factors, whereas for others, it will increase the demand for such production factors. So, di gini mo may bawaan nga ang isa ka country is mag-increase ilang use of production factors, while other country is mag-decrease. So, nakadepende ra na sa ilang mga factors of production nga ginagamit. So, what are the factor of production? So, when we say factor of production, it is any resource that is used by firms to produce goods and services. So, mo ni siya ang resource, man ito siya ganihan, no? Sa trade. So, it is any resource that is used by firms to produce goods and services. So, from one industry to another industry, na sila yung mga lain-laing source or mga resources or mga factors of production. Well, here, mag-discuss ta og 4 main factors of production sa kaayo. So, ang first is ang land. So, without land, asa man nila ito kung ang ilaang industry or lang business. So, of course, main factor of production first is land. It includes the natural resources such as water, minerals, and fertile soil. So, understandable na. Next is ang labor. It refers to the work done by individuals, including their skills, expertise, and time. So, without the labor, kinsay magtrabaho, kinsay mag-produce o mga product. Diba, wala. So, mga labor, diri na ang mga employee, mga employer, diri na kasinabong. And diri sila mas communicate and dapat na ay teamwork sa labor. Third is ang capital. It includes production such as buildings, machinery, and equipment. So, sa capital, very important kay dili man pud ka nanakayuta, nanakay mga unsay tawag nanakay mga employee. But unsa ila ang gamiton pag unsa ilang gamiton, unsa ilang mga equipment kayong gamiton, di ba? Kung wala yung mga equipment, wala po, dili ba sila ka produce og mga products. So, very important ang capital. Next is ang entrepreneurship. Without it, businesses won't be successful, because entrepreneurship, it refers to the skills and risk-taking abilities of business owners. So, para ra gyud siya sa mga risk takers, no, sa mga skills sa usa ka owner of the business, dapat naagid po ni siya sa isa ka industries, kay we don't know when and well the business will collapse. So, proceed to the specific factor model or SF model. So, it was originally advanced by Jacob Wiener, and it is a variant of the Ricardian model. So, ang original, gi-advance nila ni siya ni Jacob Wiener, and a variant of the Ricardian model. So, the Ricardian model of trade was developed by English political economist David Ricardo in his magnum opus on the principles of political economy and taxation. And so, kani ang specific factor model, it is the first formal model of international trade. So, ang specific factor model is nag-help ni siya to break down the complex systems so into smaller, easier to understand parts. So, muna siyang specific factor. Each factor, so kada factor, it plays a distinct role, allowing for a better understanding of how the whole system functions. So, in economics, kaning model is it helps to analyze how elements like labor, capital, and technology, katong factors of production, how does it contribute to the productivity and how it changes in one factor to another. So, very important kay specific factor model. On the next reporter, mas ma-discuss man niya specific factor model, which involves the calculation on how to get the specific factor model. So that's it. I think that would be all for my topic. Thank you.